It was a scorching afternoon in downtown Atlanta, and 12-year-old Tyrell Jackson stood at the street corner, sweat glistening on his forehead, a worn-out crate of water bottles at his feet. He wasn't playing or skipping school, he was working, helping his single mother pay rent one bottle at a time. Most people walked past him like he was invisible. A few sneered, others muttered insults. But he stood there with quiet dignity, never begging, just offering ice-cold water for $1. Across the street, Officer Rickman sat in his patrol car, sunglasses on, expression blank, watching Tyrell like a threat. Rickman had been on the force for 17 years, known for his strictness and something darker that no one dared to speak of. At 2:37 p.m., he stepped out of the car, boots heavy against the sidewalk, his presence enough to make Tyrell's chest tighten. "You got a permit for this?" Rickman asked, not kindly. "Sir, I'm just trying to help my mom," Tyrell said softly. But Rickman wasn't listening. He kicked the crate, sending bottles rolling into the street. Tyrell bent down in panic to gather them, tears welling. But Rickman just wrote the citation, $250. "Next time, get a license," he snapped before walking off. That's when a black Escalade parked nearby rolled down its window. Inside was Jared Cole, a local journalist with a camera already recording. Jared didn't just see a boy being fined, he saw injustice. That night, Jared uploaded the video. It exploded online, retweets, comments, outrage. Hashtags like #Justice for Tyrell and #Protect Our Kids trended overnight. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. A boy punished for selling water. The city lit up with protest signs and news vans. But Officer Rickman went on TV the next day, unapologetic. He was causing a disturbance, Rickman claimed. But Jared's video showed the truth. Tyrell never raised his voice, never resisted, just stood there heartbroken. Then a woman stepped forward, Mrs. Carter, Tyrell's school principal. "Tyrell is one of the most respectful, hard-working students we've ever had," she said on live television. "He stays after school to tutor younger students. He's a leader." Her voice cracked as she added, "He deserves better." The pressure built. The mayor's office issued a statement. Rickman was placed on temporary leave. But Tyrell, when asked what he wanted, said quietly, "I just want people to see us as kids, as people." The crowd went silent, then roared with applause. But behind the scenes, something darker stirred. 3 nights later, Tyrell's crate was found smashed again. Water bottles burst and scattered. No witnesses, no cameras. But a neighbor said they saw a squad car nearby. Jared knew this wasn't over, not by a long shot, because what no one else knew was that Officer Rickman had a history, and Jared had just started digging. The morning after Tyrell's crate was destroyed, Jared sat in his apartment, eyes bloodshot from scrolling through police misconduct reports. There it was, buried under bureaucracy, a complaint from 3 years ago. Officer Rickman, accused of using excessive force on a 14-year-old for loitering. Charges dropped quietly. Another one surfaced, this time involving a street musician. All were dismissed. Jared's instincts buzzed. This wasn't about enforcing the law. This was a pattern. Meanwhile, Tyrell walked to school carrying his books in a grocery bag. His backpack had been stolen the same night as the crate incident. He didn't say much to his classmates, but his smile was dimmer, his steps slower. Still, he entered his classroom like he always did, quiet, respectful, ready to learn. What Tyrell didn't know was that his story had reached farther than anyone expected. A news outlet in New York picked it up, then another in London. Celebrities started tweeting. A local councilman visited Tyrell's school to take a photo. "We're doing everything we can," he said with a polished grin. But when Tyrell's mom asked if the fine would be dropped, he gave a vague answer and left. Jared wasn't satisfied with PR moves. He met with Officer Rickman's former partner, now retired. The man hesitated at first. Rickman was always rough around the edges, he finally said. But something changed after his divorce. He started seeing threats everywhere. especially in kids that looked like Tyrell. Jared asked if he'd testify. The man said, "Not unless I have protection." That night, Jared posted a second video. This one detailed the paternal body cam footage, redacted reports, witness interviews. It was titled, "How Many Tyrells Before It Stops?" The video hit 1 million views in 6 hours. The police department issued a statement. "We are conducting an internal review." Rickman, now suspended, was furious. He posted a cryptic Facebook status. "There's always more to the story. Don't believe everything you see." But Jared kept going. He launched a fundraiser for Tyrell's family within 24 hours. It crossed $30,000. Tyrell's mom cried when she saw the number, her hands trembling. "People actually care," she whispered. Tyrell just nodded, eyes wide. That weekend, a protest was organized. Hundreds showed up, young, old, all races, chanting Tyrell's name. Jared spoke briefly, holding back tears. "This isn't just about Tyrell. It's about what we allow and what we refuse to accept anymore." But while the crowd chanted for justice, a black car parked 2 blocks away. Inside was someone watching Rickman. His jaw clenched. He wasn't done. Not yet. 3 weeks later, Tyrell stood in a new pair of clean sneakers donated by someone who'd seen his story on the news. His mom held his hand tightly as they walked into the grand courthouse. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was about being seen, about being heard. Officer Rickman had been suspended, but Tyrell's community wanted more. Jared, the neighbor who'd filmed everything, walked beside them, flanked by activists and local leaders. Inside, the courtroom was packed. News cameras, civil rights attorneys, city officials all watching. The judge looked down at Officer Rickman and asked, "Do you have anything to say to this young man?" Rickman looked at Tyrell, then looked away, silent, cowardly. The room was still. Then the judge turned to Tyrell and said, "Young man, you should have never gone through that. This city owes you an apology and justice." With that, he slammed the gavel. Rickman's badge was officially revoked. The department was ordered to pay damages to Tyrell's family, $500,000 in restitution, mandatory reform, and a public statement of apology to be broadcast on every local channel. Outside the courthouse, Tyrell stood in front of a microphone. Cameras pointed at his tiny frame. He took a deep breath. "I just wanted to help my mom," he said, "but now I want to help other kids too. No kid should be treated like I was just for trying to survive." The crowd erupted, applause, tears, justice. Jared hugged Tyrell and whispered, "You're not just a boy who sold water anymore. You're a symbol of what happens when the world pays attention." That night, across the city, people turned on the news and saw something different. Not tragedy, not another senseless headline, but a win, a real one. The cop who abused his power gone, the community louder, and a boy who once stood on the corner selling water, now standing tall as a voice for change. Justice wasn't just served, it was witnessed, and the world didn't look away.